Luisteraars en kijkers, welkom bij Bloedsport. Dit is de podcast voor de MMA-watcher en de kijker van MMA. Ik ben een beetje zenuwachtig, want ik heb de intro ging al niet goed zoals jullie horen. Wat ik wil zeggen is, dit is de podcast voor de MMA-watcher en de vechtsportkijker in het algemeen. En hier gaan we verder met de Bloedsport 1-op-1 series, waar ik in gesprek ga met vechters en personen uit de vechtsportwereld of mensen die een link hebben met de vechtsportwereld. In deze 7e aflevering weer een bijzondere gast, Fernand Lopez, owner en headcoach van MMA Factory in Parijs en tevens ook de executive sport manager of Ares Professional MMA League. Dus die heb ik nu aan de lijn, dames en heren. Ga ik over. Joining me from Paris, France, Fernand Lopez, owner and head coach. Really appreciate for taking your time, Mr. Lopez. How are you doing?
I'm fine, my friend, and thank you to invite me in your podcast. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. First of all, I was very surprised, Mr. Lopez, because I was doing some research, and you don't have a Wikipedia page.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a Wikipedia page who got blocked by somehow. I don't know how, and I don't know. At this point, I do not have any page of
No, yeah, it goes to go. I thought, how is that possible for a leading figure in the French MMA and MMA in general, of course, and also becoming of captain of industry now, with your role in Ares, of course. But that's one thing I've noticed. To continue, can you give us a short introduction of your background and how did your MMA journey started, Mr. Lopez?
Wow, that's back like 10 years ago. I was a rugby player.
Okay.
Yeah, as a sportsman, and I was engineer in electrical engineer.
Okay.
And I had that injury, spinal injury in rugby.
Okay.
So I had to get the surgery, and then I stopped practicing any other sport because I was wrestler. I was, and I just stopped everything. And at the time, I decided to go back to search a sport that can be safe enough.
Okay.
to keep practicing the wrestling.
Clear.
Without getting injured. Like when you do wrestling, if someone decides to take you down or grab you on the neck or whatever, the tap is not working in the wrestling, right?
True.
The tap is working in jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu or grappling.
True.
So I heard about this type of wrestling that you can rest, and if there's something that bother you on the neck, you can just tap and the guy stop.
Okay.
That's how I went to the grappling. And my grappling coach become my MMA teacher because he was a grappler, but at the same time he had the gym named Free Fight Academy at the time.
It was also in Paris.
Yeah, Paris.
Okay.
So I went in that gym, and then I was so shocked because the guy was like 135, something like that. And I was like 205, and he was just beating the crap of me. Like I was a big wrestler, and every time that I threw him on the ground, he was inviting me in the ground and then just submit me. Every 10 seconds, he was beating me, and I was like, damn, I like this. I love this. Nice. I don't know how a small guy like this can beat me. That's how I fell in love with the grappling. And then I started to back to the wrestling because I felt that my neck was getting stronger. And then I went back to the taekwondo, the Muay Thai. And then finally I end up having 20 amateur fight in MMA, and then 20 amateur professional fight around the world. So that's how I get to the MMA actually.
Very nice, very nice story. Yeah. And is that also how you started your own gym, MMA Factory in Paris?
Yeah, my own gym started just like emotional stuff. Like I was in that gym, Free Fight Academy. And then as a coach, you learn while you learn while something happened to you. And I didn't know that the biggest danger for a coach was the disappointment, or the fact that a coach can be betrayed. And when I was in that gym, Free Fight Academy, I become a second coach in the gym. So I had on my hands people, young kid that I was training, young kid, like very young, and then they was growing up. And I hired a new guy in the gym. And that guy was, sort of gangster. He was coming from prison for 10 years or whatever. I don't know, but I give him that chance to hire him in the gym.
Yeah, to change his life. Yeah, okay, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
But if he get that, if he was a smart guy and he got that, he can have some fighter but religion. And so he started pretending that he was a good religious guy. And by the time I had 3 young kids, they were Muslim, and I'm not. And they decide to just friendly say to me, "Look, coach, the next Saturday we have a competition. We really appreciate you. You're a very nice guy. You help us, but we think we're going to go because we only have 2 places for our coaches. The boss of the Free Fight Academy will be with us, and then the second coach will be this guy because we go to the mosque with him, we train with him.
Understand.
So we need him in our corner." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem, sure."
Understand. But from your side, it also a little bit felt as disappointment, as betray, right? That's what
I didn't even feel that right away. When I went back home, I started to cry. I was crying. Like, my girlfriend at the time was, "What's going on? What's wrong?"
You got very emotional.
I was like, damn, I'm so hurt. I didn't know that can happen to me. I was shocked how emotional I was about this relationship, that I didn't feel that I was attached. I didn't know how you can be attached to a student. And that's how I learned the disappointment of the coach.
I understand.
And at that time, I had a guy like you who was having an interview with me.
Yeah.
He said to me, "Have you ever thought about opening a gym?"
Oh, he asked you, have you ever thought about opening a gym before you had MMA Factory? Okay, I understand. Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I didn't thought about that, but this is a good idea. It's like, why? Why now? I'm like, because you just suggest me that right now, and last week I had that disappointment, and I don't feel comfortable in that gym anymore because I'm still seeing that guy. I feel bad. I need to go somewhere else. And I just decided that, change everything, decide to open a gym. That took me like 3 months, and I had the MMA Factory with this guy, with that journalist guy.
Okay, very nice. And how long ago is this, Mr. Lopez?
Yeah, that's. Just give me a second, please.
Yeah, no problem.
Tu peux pas être là, je suis en train de travailler mon bébé, s'il te plaît. Bon, va dans la chambre, tu vas mettre ton dessin animé sur le téléphone, s'il te plaît.
To be honest, I'm also very nervous. It's my second interview in English, so I can also take a glass of water. So, for me, but continue your story, sir. Sorry.
Okay, so that's what happened, and I was like, damn, this is a good idea. And the guy was cop at the same time that he was journalist. So he was doing this thing too, and he said to me, "Are you really?" I'm like, "Yeah, damn, let's do this." And we start to search the place, and then we work on that, and then we had the MMA Factory right away.
Very nice.
And that's how the MMA Factory at the time was named Crossfight.
Okay.
And then from the Crossfight, we become...
It evolved to MMA Factory, okay.
So that's how, that was just an accident. Like, I never thought that, I was always saying, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a coach or have a gym because there's a lot of responsibility.
True.
And I just decided that, look, I'm doing this. I'm going to do this, and that's how I become the owner of MMA Factory.
Very nice. So that's very nice, because that's a very interesting topic, Mr. Lopez, because the relationship between your coach and his fighter. So how did you manage that after that? Did you manage your relationship with your fighter on a different way to don't have that emotional attachment with your fighter in that sense?
What happened is that you learn, you do learn, right? And when you learn, Gabi, tiens ça, tiens.
Because what I meant is that can always happen, right? Even if you now have your own gym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that after that, I know that was my fault.
Okay.
When you get in training people, you need to keep a little bit, thing separate a little bit.
Yeah.
Giving too much can bring you that.
Correct.
But at the same time, it's not easy because as a trainer, there's some trainer that can keep the distance and train that just making professional business.
Just keep it business, yeah.
I can't.
No, but you have to have that balance between that business mind and that emotional attachment with your fighter, I think, right? But it's a hard balance to find.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm a very bad for that. I'm a very bad coach. The only way that I can be good is when I just fall in love.
True.
Like I literally fall in love with my student.
Yeah, that have
to. I do not have any student that I can succeed with him if I don't strongly like him.
Yeah, and believe in if I understand what you
mean. I'm trying because I learned from that. I did open my gym to this guy, the three guys that did disappoint me in my past gym. When after 2 years, they went back to my gym. They apologized and they come to my gym back, and I accept them because this is the life, and people they need to learn, and
they also
need a second chance every time in the life. That's how I think.
It's a good approach, yeah.
But I'm trying to do not get involved in deeply with fighter, but I just can't. Every time that I'm giving something, I'm giving too much. I need to be focused. I need to live. I need to breathe and think like the guy. I need to understand him deeply, understand all the family problem, get the situation, the psychology that he is in. I need to really feel, and then I become performant. Then I become a very good coach because I can bring my food on his shoes. I can just have that type of empathy. That empathy helped me to understand better my students.
I understand, Mr. Lopez, and that's like I said, it's a hard balance, but I think it's a very important thing. But the other coin is like I want to talk about it later on. It's think also the success you're having with your fighters. That's also think the other coin of it, that you have that attachment. But I will continue on that later in this interview. How was these couple of months for you, Mr. Lopez? Because COVID-19 got the world shut down. How did you deal with this as a gym owner and as a head coach of your gym, and of course also as a businessman in your role with ours MMA Promotion League?
Well, I didn't. To be honest with you, I didn't. I did enjoy the lockdown. To be honest with you,
you did enjoy it.
Yeah,
okay.
I did enjoy.
You did enjoy. Okay.
I really enjoyed the lockdown in the sense that I was pushed to do things that I never thought that I could have time to do.
True.
So because I couldn't go to the gym, because I couldn't travel around the world for the fighter, I started to work on all my process, making better my process, how to make better my gym, how to think about having the new style of gym, how to improve the way to teach people, how to become a better manager, because I have this company, Management Factory, who was the management who thought to bring Francis Ngannou to the UFC, the management who talked about, I have several fighters, John Cotelaba in the UFC, Veronica Macedo in the UFC, I have this. So I was I was thinking how to improve all that process. So I worked a lot in that, but at the same time, um, so I didn't feel bad. I didn't have that situation where you don't know what to do and you're kind of, in the RS, the promotion, the same thing. We were thinking about improve the thing, before in RS, we had that structuration to pay people. Like, okay, you have your show bonus, and you have the show money, and then you have the win bonus. And then I thought, I was like, damn, I want to make this become the most violent show in the world. I want that to become like before with the Pride FC. At the time, people, they didn't care about the record. They was going there to kill each other. And then, you was having that kind of fight, that amazing fight. I was thinking. And then I had that idea pop up in my head, like, damn, let's do this like this. So I changed the structuration of paying people. Now in RS, we pay people like, you have your show money,
Okay.
and then if you win the fight, you don't have any bonus. You only have what we call finish bonus. So you have to finish a guy to have your bonus. And in case you lost the fight, there's still an election that the audience via the television and the smartphone, they can vote and decide from the 10 loser of the night who will be elected the aggressiveness fight on the night, or fighter of the night. And this guy will be rewarded by having his double paycheck and move to the next stage of payment, and he will be treated as he won the fight. Only the record in the shadow will be different. That's how I was working in all this lockdown. I was like thinking about all the process that I can make things different.
Nice.
So that's why I say to you, I did enjoy this. I did enjoy to prepare my gym, how the gym will open with new things. So in the gym, I had to create a new way to train people. If when we reopen the gym, how can I make people feel safe if they are afraid of contact? So I create this new way to train that we call Fitness Factory. Actually, it's just fitness with the move of MMA, which is move of grappling, move of Muay Thai, and then you put the music on that, and you keep the distanciation between people.
Because of the corona situation, yeah.
That's everything that I've been putting down to fight this.
Very nice. Very nice. So you had time to reset, to reorganize things, to bring new structure to your gym, new trainings, methods. Very nice, Mr. Lopez. And what also I was very amazed about that MMA is just legalized in France, begin this year, right?
Yep.
I was wondering why it took it so long, Mr. Lopez. Because obviously we have huge talent from France. Also, a lot of guys also from UGM who are now attending the Contender Series. You have Cyril Gane and Ganu, of course, and guys before who were also in the UFC in 2015 and 16 also. Because I was wondering why it took it so long in France to legalize MMA.
Because France is a very nice country where the government are very precautious. In France, we probably the country where we taking most care of the health, and that's sometimes is too much.
Yeah, that
like everything that is new is scary for the French people. When the Muay Thai arrived, you guys in Netherlands, you was doing so much. People was doing Muay Thai. They was going in Bangkok, coming back. In France, was forbidden. They was like, oh, this is the most dangerous sport ever, because the government is scared of everything. In France, if you want to teach in any kind of sport, you must be graduated in that sport.
So you also have certificates and grades to have, to allow to do that. Okay.
Certificates, and the content of your school is about psychology of sport, is about biology, is about physical, it's about conditioning, it's about, you must know all the body, so they make sure that you, teacher, you know how to protect people.
It's very interesting.
So that's how they do that protection. And in France, in Europe, there used to be that letter that the Union, the European Union sent to all the states in Europe, saying that in 19 or 99, something like that, was saying that you guys must be pay attention to that new sport, that people they're fighting in the cage is kind of dangerous.
True.
That was just a warning at that time. But the French people took that very seriously. And everyone was saying the MMA is banned. There's something illegal. It's dangerous.
The image was bad at that time, yeah.
So we was one of the rare countries that there were no MMA. But when I arrived to MMA 10 years ago, I talked with my coach, and I was like, man, this thing is not illegal. And he said, no, it's illegal. I'm like, no, I've been reading the law in sport. There's nothing like that in the law books. There's nothing saying that this is illegal. It's like, come on, it's illegal. And like, I want to try it. Let's merge and put money together and do one event. And it's like, I don't know. This is too risky. The government, and we just drop the case and forget about it. Couple years later than that, that was 4 years ago, I decided to do an event in Paris. That was the very first event with the octagon, with the ground pound and everything in France.
And when was this?
That was September 2015.
But okay, this was before MMA was legalized in France.
At that time, the MMA wasn't illegal in France.
But you could attend you couldn't attend the show.
People, they didn't know that.
Okay.
So I approached a firm of lawyer. I talked with them.
Okay.
And I want to do this. I want you to back me up. In the law, they cannot block me to do this. But there will be people try to block me. There will be government try to overpower me. I need you guys to back me up. So I paid the lawyer, and then we start to work on this. So we work on that, and the event, we had the Minister of Sport who called me, and the phone was like, where do you have the authorization to do this? I'm like, well, I had the authorization in the mairie. Everything is okay. You can talk with my lawyer. And they was trying to, to overpower my show.
So the minister wanted to stop the show and not
stop the show. Okay. Yeah, and eventually went there in the show.
He came to the show. Okay, nice.
Yeah, and my lawyer was there with all the team lawyer, and they was like, okay, try to stop the show. If you stop the show, you will be in the court. We will meet in the court, and you will have to give back all the money that this guy lost, because he's right. This is his right. There's nothing in the book saying that there's no MMA, and that event took place, and they were sold out in 1 week.
And very nice.
Sold out in Paris.
Very nice.
After that, what happened is that instead of legalizing the MMA, because there was that empty place in the law book, the Minister of Sport, because he was mad and kind of humiliated by this situation, decided to change the law and to reinforce the law, saying that from now, is writing in the book, the MMA is illegal start from this event.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know. Wow. But the show was a success. Everything went well.
Success.
Everything went safe. But
Yeah.
what was their main reason that they didn't want to have it? Did they?
Just because some people, they are not brave
It's
in the
the-
line.
yeah.
And the ego get on the line, because the minister said on TV, the MMA is illegal. And I said, the MMA on TV is not illegal. I can prove that it's not illegal. And we did prove that with my team. And that was kind of insulting for the Minister of Sport. He just locked down, block out everything. But after that, they start thinking. People decide rise up, and people decide merge together, and we start working on the lobbying, how to make this happen. And then the UFC help us, and a lot of people get involved on that. And finally, the new minister of sport, a woman, eventually asked the appointment to come in my gym, because my gym is one of the most
the leading, yeah.
So they went in my gym to see how this is happening, how they train people, how the kids train, because in my gym I have like 250 kids doing the kids MMA, like start from 4 years.
Wow.
And she was amazed. She was like, damn, this is a sport. This is a fucking sport. This should be legal.
Very nice.
That's how she went back in the office and said, okay, everything from now have to change. There's more than 30,000 people in France doing MMA. We should legalize MMA in France. That's the situation now.
But Mr. Lopez, then you have a very big role in legalizing the sport in France then. And I didn't know the story about the story in 2015, that because of the show they officially legalized that MMA in France. But that's a crazy story, Mr. Lopez. Very good to know, I think also for the audience here. And how is the development now in the MMA right now in France? So like I already stated, what we had Lebout, I think is his name already in the UFC, and I think a big prospect, Taylor Lapillus. I saw a couple of fights of him, and I really don't understand why that guy is still not in the UFC, because he already fought in the UFC, but he had a good record, but he went out of the UFC.
Well, that's the same thing. Like I did sign Taylor Lapillus in the UFC, and probably that time around that event, and then I had Michael Lobu in the UFC, and then I signed Francis Ngannou in the UFC. So Taylor Lapillus was doing very good in the UFC, but at the time after my event, the UFC was so disappointed that they couldn't have the event in Paris, that they didn't find useful to keep the roster full of French guys.
So it's also, okay.
So they decided to cut. So definitely Taylor belongs to the UFC, definitely. And I think he will be signing back to the UFC very soon. But again, the situation is very good now, because I told you the story about that event. I told you the story about me working in the way to make things happen. But I will be dishonest if I don't mention all those people who are working very strongly to make that happen. I'm not like in the MMA in France as a newcomer. I'm a newcomer. I shows up in the UFC 10 years ago. There's people I shows up in the MMA 10 years ago in France. There's people working for this legalization 20, 30 years before. There's a lot, like my coach, Mathieu Nicou, is a pioneer. Like Bertrand Moussou is a pioneer. He was the president of IMAF, the Amateur Federation, World Federation. There's a lot of names.
Also credits to them. Also,
So I need to give them that credit. That
good to know. Also,
there's so many people who have been working to make this happen. That I don't want you guys to think that I'm the man.
No. But that's good to know. Very thanks for that information, Mr. Lopez. Speaking about Ngannou, Mr. Lopez, that was also a big success you had with another fighter of you, the UFC, almost a heavyweight champion. He lost the fight against Miocic, of course. How is your relationship right now with Francis Ngannou? Are you still the head coach? But I understand he also trains in America, I think, with Couture, Extreme Couture, I think.
Yeah, I used to go there train him when he decided to move in US, but now no. I mean, he's definitely from the Extreme Couture.
Okay.
And he's not. I'm not his head coach anymore. We are just people that know each other.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Now you have a lot of talents, from your MMA factory. You have a new contender right now in the contender series, I think, the 15th of September. Difficult name, Nuzardin Imavov, I think.
Yeah,
The
he's a
welterweight.
Mavom. He used to be welterweight. Instead of having the hard cut weight, I decided to release him so he can fight in middleweight. I think he can be even heavyweight champion. He can. It definitely beat people in heavyweight easy. He's a killer machine. He's from Dagestan.
Yeah, I understood. From Dagestan also. A lot of monsters from there, man. Yeah.
I don't even know how to tell you. Just keep that name in mind, and you will see him very soon.
I will.
Top 10 UFC.
I will watch him. Are you also going? Are you also going to be in his corner?
No. Look.
Because the contender series are at the Apex Center in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the breakdown. So I'm giving you a news and a breakdown.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's a bad news. Is that Nasruddin Imavov and the team that was going with him, we have 22 coach, very talented coach in the MMA Factory. Now, to be honest with you, the 22 guys, they are better than me as a coach.
Wow.
Very, very good guy. Wow. Like Nicola Ott is the guy who was going with Nasruddin in the Apex. But the three of the team do not get the granted to get in the US. I mean, they cannot go in the US.
The three coaches.
Yeah.
Okay.
The three coaches. So Nasruddin will not fight the September 15th.
He will not fight.
He can't fight.
Okay.
It's the breaking news. People, they don't know that yet, but I had the call yesterday for the matchmaker saying to me, we tried everything. The Homeland Security give the waiver to the embassy saying that this guy, they need to be in Vegas because of this, and the Homeland and the immigration still saying we just stop all the travel coming from France to US. So the UFC is trying to reschedule that fight, but I don't know yet when this fight is going to happen. But Nasruddin will not fight in the week 7 of the Dana White Contender Series.
Okay. So
that's very sad news. But like I said to you,
I was looking forward to him because I will expect a lot of him. But I will see when he will be rescheduled then for another Contender Series. I hope he won't miss that opportunity, Mr. Lopez.
Yeah, this is it's a next level. You should see him training with you should see him training with Cyril Gane or another big name that you can. I mean, it's just a destroyer.
But I will definitely keep following him. But that's another guy you mentioned, Cyril Gane, because I saw his first fight in the UFC. I think it was against Pessoa. Was it correct?
Yeah, that was Pessoa. Yeah.
And I was like, who is this guy, man? He's like a heavyweight, but he was moving like a lightweight. I was like, okay. And after that, I saw another fight. And the last fight was against Tenebosser, I think. But also, I think, a very technical heavyweight, a good heavyweight. And it was 3 rounds, I think. If it went 4 or 5 rounds, I think Cyril Gane would finish him. But I also read he's just starting doing MMA or fighting since 2015?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
He started combat sport 5 years ago. Combat sport 5 years ago.
Crazy.
Like 2 years ago, he was not Muay, just a guy doing a Muay Thai. And now he's listen, this guy is
so talented, man.
Beside the talent, Cyril Gane will become I need to mark my word. I need to let you know that I know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is very, very huge. It's very big what I'm saying, but I'm serious what I'm saying.
Very curious. Yeah.
What I'm saying is that Cyril Gane have the power to become sort of Muhammad Ali or sort of leaders. It's behind the sport is something. He have that charisma. He's so talented. is so nice, so gentle. His nickname is Bongama, who means nice kid.
True, Bongamin, true.
There's people that are nice, that are gentle, but there's a really true nice guy. Like, people that from the bottom of their heart, they cannot think bad. He's just a nice guy.
Yeah,
like,
I understand.
Fighting for him is just a business. It's just playing, laughing.
True. That's also what he shows. Like, he's having fun in the octagon. Like, it's like
just fun. Listen to me.
Nothing is forced.
We are in the way to walk to the octagon. His opponents is walking to the octagon before him. We stand there and we are waiting them to call us to walk, and the music of the opponents start to play. And he's like, "Coach, can you Shazam this music? Because it's very nice music."
The music of his opponent.
Yeah, and he asked me, "Can you Shazam this? It's very nice music." I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You are about to get a fight of your life and you're thinking about Shazamming music?" So it's like, "Coach, there's nothing there to be afraid of. It's a job. This is a sport. We go to play." That's the mentality of the guy.
Yeah, you got the personality.
He's like very big personality. I think people don't know yet what's coming. We didn't even scratch yet the surface. You guys don't know yet.
No, but what I've already saw of that guy is, man, I was like, but I could see, I did a special about him, the scouting series. I was like, this guy is gonna be champion within one year, 1.5 years, depending on which matches he will take. But he's so technical and so, like you said, so relaxed. Like against Tana Bosser, I was like, why don't you get that guy? But he stays relaxed. He's waiting for the opening, just waiting for the moment to finish. But don't hurry in things. Yeah.
That's my fight as a trainer, is to tell him, stop trying to level people. He will not force.
Not yet.
He's so smart that the fight IQ that he have is so high that every time, if you give him an opponent this way, it will be here. Not here, here. If you give him next opponent here, it will be here. If you give me, every time, it just try to be a little bit on top. Never force anything. Just play. Just try to pick out, try to be accurate, be precise. That's what it's doing. It's just playing the game. So, it definitely will become something big.
I understand.
I know for sure.
I really believe that. So, yeah, that's definitely a guy to follow. And he has a fight coming up 26th of September, I think. And they announced that is that right? Will he fight?
But that fights have been moved to the October 17.
Oh, October 17. But that's also going to be in Abu Dhabi, I think.
Yeah, that's still in Fight Iran, Abu Dhabi.
Are you going to be in Abu Dhabi in this corner?
I'm there.
You're there. Very nice, very nice, very nice. So you didn't went to Fight Island yet, right?
No, this is the first time.
Man.
And I'm planning to go there with Nasruddin Imavov. So we're working how to get him there.
Nice. Mr. Lopez, last year the Irish promotion, MMA promotion, did its first event in Dakar, I think.
Yep.
It was a success. You had your second event planned in April this year, I think, in Belgium. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was in Belgium, but fell down.
It fell down. What are the plans for Irish this year? Do you have any plans for Irish? Are there any events planned yet, or?
We have an event planned in France in the end of the year, but for now I cannot be any vocal on that because we keep thinking in a few days we'll launch the communication on that. But for now I can.
That's okay. That's good to follow. And maybe you can the listeners and watchers tell them, how did you get involved in Irish? Because it's mainly also a promotion focused on the Afro-European continent, right?
Yeah.
Can you?
Well, I got called by the league, the company Vivendi. Vivendi Sport is a major global company who just asked me to work for them as an expert on MMA and try to be the director of sport of that lead. That's what I'm doing. So
Nice.
That's pretty much everything that I do. And I'm from Africa, and having that opportunity to bring them the true show, the good MMA with all the talent in Africa, work in Europe also, that was something very important for me. So yeah, I did my best to make that happen.
Very nice, very nice. Because it's also, denk ik, it's showing a huge potential. Because I think, how many they signed recently a heavyweight, right? I think also from the Irish promotion was in the Contender Series. I forgot his name.
That's Josh Parisian.
Josh Parisian, a heavyweight, right?
Heavyweight from RS who just signed in the UFC.
Yeah, he's not for MMA Factory.
No, he's not.
No, okay.
He's living in US.
In US. Is he also the first fighter from Ares who was signed by the UFC, or are there more fighters who were signed by the UFC who are coming from Ares?
That's the first one.
That's the first one.
And there will be a lot, coming up. There's UFC is interesting, but a lot of fighters coming from Ares.
It's big. It's a big opportunity for fighters, like you say, for Africa and Europe, because they show the first event was shown on Fight Pass, I think.
UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah, and there's also, if their fighters are being signed and they do well in the UFC, that's also a huge confidence, I think, for the promotion as well, to serve as one of the huge promotions, to have a step up for fighters from Europe and Africa to the biggest promotion in the world, I think, Mr. Lopez.
100%. That's why. 100%. That's the big opportunity to have a stage like UFC Fight Pass with 1.3 billion people watching around the world, or 1.2 home watching around the world. Is something very big, very good to have that platform. So the young African people and European people, they can showcase on that. This is something good that I'm really proud to be part of that.
Very nice, very nice. Mr. Lopez, we've talked for a while now, so I don't want to take much of your time. It's the first time, but I hope it's not the last time I speak to you, Mr. Lopez. It was a big honor.
That's a pleasure. That's my pleasure. And anytime. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you working with me.
Thank you very much, and also good luck with your upcoming fights as you roll within hours, of course, and foremost, of course, with your health of your family and of your gym, of your fighters, and everything else, Mr. Lopez. So I hope we speak to each other soon.
Very soon.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Feel like you need to talk, just let me know, and we will be speaking. I really appreciate having that share that moment with you, and I really thank you for what you're doing, because this is how you make things better.
I also thank you very much for the interaction. I was a little bit nervous, but thank you, Mr. Lopez, and speak to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.